Hey there everybody, it's Mark Curley. I'm back with another how to draw video. Did a video just a while back about female hair. I wanted to balance that out a little today by doing one on male hair. And so what I'm going to do is draw the face, the head first, kind of just get that out of the way in time-lapse. Then I'll come back and hopefully be able to draw all the hair in real time. Okay, so let's get into drawing the hair now. I think one of the keys to drawing good manga hair is to make sure that there's some sort of logical plan for where all your strands of hair are coming from. Okay, in this drawing, basically all of the hair, almost all of it anyway, the lines are going to be flowing from this spot right here. That is kind of, if you just sort of follow back from the middle of between the eyes and sort of roll back, since his head is turned a little bit away from us, you end up with a point back here as your spot where most of the hair is flowing from. So keeping that in mind, then all of your lines start to flow from that. Let me go ahead and do one of the major lines over here that is going to delineate the outer edge of his hair. And I'm leaving just a little gap here because I always like, this is just something I like to do. I like to have one strand at least that's kind of breaking the mold and going in a different direction. But that's just something I like to do. Anyway, this section here you can see is coming off the head quite a bit. If you look at where the rough line was for the skull, I've created quite a little gap here between at least maybe the length of this eye from the skull out to where the hair ends. And depending on what you want to do, you can get even more exaggerated, have it go even further out from the head. Then as I come in, notice that all of these lines are all kind of curving in pretty much the same direction as that first line that I did, and they're all kind of leading back eventually to that first point that I talked about back here. Now, what I will do is have some maybe curve just a little bit more. I mean, notice this one here is kind of curving up just a bit more off to one side. And then underneath this strand that I just created, I may continue to have some that are a little more curved the way these first lines were. And this gives a little bit of three-dimensionality to the hair. So if you want to, you can try that. The gaps that you leave between the strands of hair, I would say try not to make them too even. Like here's a kind of a larger gap here, and then after it, a smaller gap. The strands of hair themselves, maybe some of them wider, some of them narrower. You want variety. Then again, nothing in any of my videos is meant as this is the way to do it. No, of course not. Find your own way if any of this doesn't look good to you. And I'm going to do one more that's kind of like that strand I was talking about over here that really curves rather dramatically off to one side here, because I know that I'm about to do a secondary sort of section of hair that is not going to be following so much all these lines that we did before. This section, starting right over here on this side of the eye, there's going to be a section that comes down and kind of goes straight along the face, straight down. And I'm going to create maybe 1, 2, 3, a whole series of strands of hair here that are kind of fanning out just a little bit. And this creates, I think, a nice balance, gives a nice kind of shape and structure to the hair. If you've got this section over here and then you got this other section that's coming down kind of straight. Anyway, it's something that I've observed in a lot of manga here. and I'm just kind of passing it on to you. Again, you're getting several different strands of hair, bunches of hair, and they are still kind of coming out from that first point up there, but you've got the straight down line here, and then little by little it sort of fans out. I'm going to add, again, this is just something I like to do, a kind of lone wolf strand of hair that's poking off in a different direction. Generally, though, all of the rest of these begin to follow that same pattern that we saw over here of reaching a curving line on the outer edge. Like so. And then we're almost there. Notice, I didn't really talk about this, but notice that we had this line of his skull, and the hair over here is, again, kind of coming off to that same degree. So you want to sort of balance that out. I'm going to indicate his ear here just a little bit without going into too much detail. And then, if you want to, you can add maybe just a couple of more little bits of hair back here to give it some three-dimensionality. And at this stage, we're more or less done. I find that a lot of the detail of lines is coming down here at the bottom of the strands of hair. There's a certain kind of white gap along the middle where the highlight might be. And then you can go back in here again and add more detail of lines up at the top. I'm going to do just one more thing, and that is at this point where all the lines were coming out, I'm going to add just a few more shorter strands of hair. You got to be careful here because you don't want him to look goofy. But a few more small strands kind of coming out here will create a sort of a naturalistic look to his hair. All of this based on real hair, just stylized by manga artists. I am going to now put down my black Prismacolor. People are always asking, what pencil is that? And this is a black Prismacolor colored pencil. You can hear the train going by. First thing in the morning. I've kind of snuck this video in before the rest of the family has woken up. And I'm going to pull out this other pencil. This is not my Dixon Ticonderoga that I usually use, but I'm not too picky about what pencils I use for shading. The key is this is an erasable pencil, and I'm just adding just a little bit of shading here, although this is probably going to be more of a blondish looking character. Just adding a little bit of shading to give this hair a bit more depth. And believe it or not, we're pretty much done at this stage. I may add just a little more clothing beyond his collar down here just to sort of finish up that section. And once you've added enough shading here, I could go into the whole highlight thing. I don't think I'm going to do that with this video. I think I'm just going to sort of leave that area whitish. Just sort of leave a fuzzed out white area, the white of the page coming through, and that provides your highlight. If you want me to do one that's more about like showing how to do really clearly delineated highlights, go ahead and suggest that. I'd be happy to come back and do a video like that. Well, I think we're almost done here today. I want to thank everyone for watching my videos. Let's go ahead and do, like I said, add just a little bit of clothing in here at the bottom to finish this off. I'm very excited about my new series, Brody's Ghost, coming out from Dark Horse. It is available on Amazon.com as a pre-order. Oh, big thanks to anyone who does that. That really is going to help me out a lot. If that book sells well in pre-orders, then that really helps the publisher see that it's going to do well as a book. It does hit stores. There's a little confusion, it seems, about when Brody's Ghost comes out. I thought it was going to be July 7th. Amazon is saying July 15th. In any case, July. It should be out. But let me go ahead and put the pencil down, and thank you all for watching my videos and for giving me suggestions for new videos and for all of your support over the years. I really do appreciate it. You've made such a huge difference in my life. Thanks again for watching my videos, and I will be back with another one real soon.